The Houston Texans beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The once mighty Kansas City Chiefs. My Kansas City Chiefs by the score of 20-10. Kansas City, after the loss last night, is now 6-7. I had so many people tweeting me the stupid meme. I'm like, I don't dislike it because it's just the people having fun, the 6-7 thing. Just like when is enough enough? Like when can we, as a society, when can we move on to something else? I'm being serious. I'm not saying I dislike it. I'm a big proponent of if you like something, God bless you. As long as it's not like murder or like sexual assault or like racism or something that's inherently bad or evil. As long as you like something, who the hell cares? Like maybe you think Friends is the greatest sitcom ever, which would be a take that outs you as a raving total lunatic moron. Perhaps that's your thought. But you know what? You can have that opinion. It's okay. Just, can we move on? We got Jonathan Vilma saying it every 10 seconds in the Fox booth. Like everyone's doing these veiled references to this. Can we just move on, please? And I'm not saying people can't enjoy it. Just like, is there something else on the horizon we can look forward to? You know, whatever happened, everyone's talking about 6-7. Here's what I want to know. Whatever happened to 6-9? Answer. Oh man, I got a great punchline here. I don't know if I should say it. It involves the wedding ring I have on my finger. So I'm just going to move on. But let me tell you, I got a great punchline for this here. We're just going to leave that alone. The Chiefs are 6-7. And you look, I just got to tell you, man. We'll leave that one alone. The Kansas City Chiefs are, it's a good line. The Kansas City Chiefs are 6-7. So are the Miami Dolphins. I mean, God almighty. You had told me, think about what I was saying about the Dolphins before the year. Hey, hey, Nick, heading into week 15 in the NFL, your Super Bowl pick and the Dolphins will have the same record. I would have said, what was the make and model of the car that hit Patrick Mahomes that knocked him out for the season? Like, what virus did Patrick Mahomes contract? Did he contract the Galvatron variant of COVID that Tyler Morales has been sick with for 3 weeks now? And he's been out for so long. What did Dan Marino come back? It's like 1984 Dan Marino starting here for the Miami Dolphins. How's this possible? And at this moment right now, I feel like Ron Burgundy in Anchorman. I'm in a glass case of emotion. And I got so many different emotions coursing through my body right now. And it's not just that coffee I slugged down before the show. So many different conflicting emotions. There's my emotion as a sports bettor. And my emotion associated as a sports bettor with the 6-7 Kansas City Chiefs after last night's game. I'm pissed. I'm mad. I'm mad at this team. And the reason why I'm mad at the Kansas City Chiefs, it would be one thing if you watch these games and they suck and they're bad and they're just getting outclassed by the opposition. I'd be able to deal with that. I have been betting on sports for 20, like I'm legal. Like I can drink. My sports betting career can drink. I've been betting since 2004, 21 years. 21 years. I've made plenty of bets over the years. Plenty of futures bets, bets that have lost, that have crashed and burned. Your boy has seen it all. And it's one thing when you make a futures bet like Kansas City to win the Super Bowl and the team just stinks and you know that team is DOA. DED dead, DUN done, absolutely, as Vince McMahon's theme song would have you believe. No chance, no chance in hell you've got. That's not the Chiefs. They don't suck. They're not bad. They just can't get out of their own way, and it is inexplicable, and it's maddening to watch. every Sunday, Monday, Thanksgiving. I can't even enjoy a damn holiday without this team ruining it for me and my futures positions. I gotta watch the Kansas City Chiefs lose games, not because they suck, but because they keep making unforced error after unforced error. And it's all the principals that are doing it. This is not like it's some scrub receiver that's fumbling the ball at the end of the game. No. This is the future first ballot Hall of Fame tight end who has cost the Chiefs 3 games this season. 3 games. 2 focused on podcasts. 2 focused on cover shoots, like cosplaying as the late, great Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. Say hello to the bad guy. He is the bad guy. Only bad people cost other people money. Travis Kelce. Oh, week 1. Runs the wrong route in Brazil and injures Xavier Worthy. Yeah, his head's in the game. Literally, like, second snap of the year. Let me run the wrong route and injure our first-round pick from last year. Great job. Chiefs lose. Week 2 against the Eagles. About to score a touchdown to take the lead instead, but ricochets off his chest into the arms of Andrew Makuba. Chiefs lose that game to the Eagles. And then, last night, in the waning moments, back-to-back plays. Mahomes puts it right on the money, and Travis Kelce can't catch. He can't catch. But hey, everybody, don't worry, because on New Heights this week, tune in as Travis Kelce talks to Governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, for a wide-ranging conversation. Can't wait. Travis Kelce will ask Tim Walz about the Somali population in Minneapolis. So it's okay. Don't worry. He can't catch the ball in the big spots. But listen, the podcast is going to do huge numbers. It's okay, everybody. No worries. It's okay. Future first ballot Hall of Famer, Travis Kelce. And I'm not saying that to insult him. He is a future first ballot Hall of Famer. He's the second best tight end of my lifetime behind only Rob Gronkowski. He's unbelievable. He's an all-time great. Can't get out of his own way. How about Andy Reid? I'm going to say, I don't mean what I'm about to say. But listen, I'm emotional right now, and I'm mad. So I'm going to say it. But I know enough to know that this isn't true, and I mean that. What if Andy Reid never had Patrick Mahomes? This is like Eagles Andy Reid. What if he never had Patrick? Does he ever win? Does he ever win a Super Bowl if he doesn't have Patrick Mahomes? Ever. I mean, could I coach the Chiefs to a Super Bowl win with Patrick Mahomes? I'm not saying I could. I'm also not saying I couldn't. Andy Reid blew the Thanksgiving game in Dallas for Kansas City with terrible decision-making. And then, last night, our listeners, our viewers, I've been consistent for over a decade on this. For as long as I've been talking about the NFL in the media, 2013, when I started doing content, right? I believe, this makes me sound like way more important than I am. I have been on the forefront of demanding coaches to be more aggressive during games. I'm not that important. But I have been saying it for a long time, and you know that. For the 6 years, 7 football seasons that this show has been on the air, I've been a proponent of coaches being more aggressive. Have I not? Andy Reid's decision to go for that 4th and 1 from his own 31 at the start of the fourth quarter was, I think, the craziest decision that any coach has made this entire season. And that includes Brian Callahan literally not knowing the rules of professional football and losing his job. It was indefensible. I don't care that your quarterback's Patrick Mahomes. The Texans' offense couldn't get a damn first down. Couldn't move the ball at all. And you hand them the ball in field goal range at a tie game, and of course they end up taking the lead. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. This has been an F season for Andy Reid. The offense lacks imagination. They can't run the ball. It is absolutely terrible And that's what's so hard for me to wrap my head around with this team. That it's not that they suck. They don't. They're good. They just can't. They can't not. They're cheddar bobbing it. Shoot yourself in the foot over and over again. As a sports bettor, I'm mad, man. Mostly because I'm going to lose some money here on the Kansas. And bet responsibly, please. So if the Chiefs don't make the playoffs, I'm still okay. Please bet responsibly. The other emotion that I'm feeling, as I talked about, as a sports bettor, I'm angry. As a sports fan, a lifelong sports fan, a diehard sports fan, which I'm guessing many of you in the audience are, I'm kind of in awe watching this. And let's not minimize the situation, and let's not mince words. What we are watching unfold in real time does feel like the potential end of a dynasty. The end of an era. The period at the end of a long sentence. It does feel that way. Now, I was really personally wrapped up in this result, but I do think that it has some parallels, potentially, and we'll see what happens moving forward, right? It feels a little bit like the Yankees losing to the Diamondbacks in 2001, which, for me, just as a Yankee fan, is still my worst ever loss. Like losing to the Red Sox in 2004, down 3-0, or up 3-0 and blowing that and losing 4-3. That sucked. The worst one was losing to the Diamondbacks after 9/11 in the 2001 World Series. It kind of feels a little bit like that. Like the end of an era. Like the New England Patriots and Tom Brady throwing that pick six to Logan Ryan in the Patriots-Titans wildcard game in 2019. Or like when my buddy Rip Hamilton, is he a felon or not yet? Chauncey, like mafia-related poker player Chauncey Billups and the Detroit Pistons beat the Lakers in 2004 to basically end the Kobe Shaq era for all intents and purposes. Shaq would go on to Miami, obviously, to play for the Heat. And how huge that is. How, we've spent years now, literally the entire time that this show's been on the air. You Bet launches in 19. That's the first year the Chiefs win with Mahomes, beat the Niners in that Super Bowl. The whole time that this show's been on the air, the Kansas City Chiefs have ruled the roost. They've dominated. They've been tremendous. And now, 6-7. And a big favorite to miss the postseason. And you're seeing Kelce screw it up. You're seeing Reid screw it up. And I don't want to absolve Patrick Mahomes, who I think has had a couple bad games this season. The Denver one stands out. I mean, last night, the Chiefs are down to their third left tackle, another backup tackle, a backup guard against the best defense in the league. Mahomes is under pressure. I'm not trying to make excuses for him. This has not been a classically great Patrick Mahomes season, but he's far from the problem, I think. I don't think he was the problem last night. Rashee Rice can't catch the ball. Got lit up by Jalen Petrie earlier in the game. You don't think that hit, like that nearly decleated him, impacted Rashee Rice's ability to catch the ball over the middle of the field the rest of the game? Just as an aside, remember Travis Kelce's free 4 shirt? What a disaster this season has been for the Kansas City Chiefs. Tyquan Thornton can't hold on to a touchdown. There's so many culprits to blame here. And it feels like it's ending for the Kansas City Chiefs. And last night on social media, oh, baby, the pitchforks were out. The angry mob was circling. And they were after your boy, Nicky K. They want their pound of flesh. Nick, when will you admit that the Kansas City Chiefs suck? When will you admit it's over for the Kansas City Chiefs? And I thought long and hard about it. Brutal stretch of football. Another loss last night in a high-profile spot. And I thought to myself, what a wonderful world. And I thought to myself, maybe you're all right. And yet, the Los Angeles Chargers tonight are home underdogs against the Philadelphia Eagles. Betting market says the Chargers are more likely to lose than win. Next week, the Chiefs host the Chargers. These are facts. Nothing I'm saying is made up, right? Here are some more facts. Daniel Jones blew out his Achilles yesterday, and it sucks for him and it sucks for the Colts. We'll get to them in a little bit. How's that Sauce Gardner trade looking? Now, Jones might not be ready for next year. Anthony Richardson's not going to be activated this week, and Riley Leonard's hurt. Feels bad for Indianapolis. Hey, at least they have their first round. They don't? Or next year? They don't have that one either? Okay. Daniel Jones is out for the season. Here's the Chargers' schedule rest of season. Tonight against the Eagles, at the Chiefs, at the Cowboys, home Houston, at Denver. Here's the Chiefs' schedule. Home Chargers will certainly be favored. At Tennessee, I almost couldn't say that without laughing. Home Denver on Christmas night, be favored in that game. The Packers are 2 or 2.5 point road favorites at Denver this weekend. The Chiefs are going to be favored against the Broncos in that game. And then at the Raiders in the final game of the season, where that could be AOC or Kenny Pickett starting for Vegas. Probably will be. Is everybody sure the Chiefs are going to miss the playoffs? Are you sure? If the Chargers lose tonight and the Chiefs beat them next week, Kansas City will be 7-7 and the Chargers will be 8-6. They'll be one game back. And think about the schedule after that. Chiefs at Tennessee, home Denver, at Raiders. Chargers at Cowboys, home Houston, at Denver. Who has an easier schedule? Does anyone think the Colts are making the playoffs? Really? Are you sure? Are you sure the Chiefs are going to miss? I'm not going to come on the show today and tell you that the Chiefs are winning the AFC. Although I will say the price is huge and I might bet it. Literally during the next break. I might. I'm not going to do the Chiefs are the best team because candidly, do I think they'll beat the Chargers? Yes. Also, I'm convinced that they will win every game and they never win. They always lose. And I'm the idiot. And I know that. Until I see the dead body, until I see it, I'm not going to believe it. I am doubting Thomas right now. I need to see it. This is getting biblical. It's getting weird. I need to see it before I believe it. You want me to say that the Chiefs are done? Not today. What Sirio Farrell said to Arya Stark in season 1 of Game of Thrones. What do we say to death? Not today. What does Nick Kostos say to the angry mob that wants him to denounce the Kansas City Chiefs? Not today.